What's up, movie crew? As promised, I recently did a video where I showed off picking up Super Friends Season 1 Volume 2, thus completing the Super Friends collection. Meaning, today, I show off the complete Super Friends collection. But before I get started, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, this is Let's Watch a Movie, and if you're into anything cinema and physical media related, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Emphasis on hitting that subscribe button. We are almost at 1,000. At 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway for 5 steelbooks. So again, hit that subscribe button. Alright, so the earliest iteration of what most of us know as the Justice League being on television in animated form came in the form of Super Friends and was made by Hanna-Barbera. For those that are unaware, Hanna-Barbera is the studio behind the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, and I believe the final Hanna-Barbera production was Johnny Bravo in the late 90s. But for a while, Hanna-Barbera teamed up with DC Comics to bring the Justice League to the small screen. And we started off with Super Friends. This is Season 1, Volume 1. Alright, I gotta be honest with everyone. I have not watched a lot of Super Friends, so once I start watching this, some of these are going to be first time watches for me. For the time frame it came out, it wasn't bad. But given the advancements in today's animation, this is probably not going to be the easiest thing for some people to watch. But there's Season 1, Volume 1. In the slip box is the regular DVD case. That is correct. For anyone unaware, Super Friends is not available on Blu-ray. So this is going to be a complete DVD set. And we do have some disc artwork on a couple of these, because some of these were before Warner Brothers gave up on doing that stuff. So you got disc 1, which features Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder. I think I did that right. And then disc 2 features Superman and Wonder Woman. I don't know if they were referred to as the Princess of Paradise Island or the Last Son of Krypton, because I haven't yet watched this. So back in those days, they pretty much needed content for television, so that was Season 1, Volume 1. Here is Season 2, Volume 2, or Season 1, Volume 2. I already did a little bit of an unboxing with the video where I showed this from buying it off of eBay. So I will have a pinned comment down below for anyone that wants to see a little bit more detailed on what this one looks like. Well, that was Season 1. With Season 2, they went from being a half-hour animated special, or series, to an hour, and thus got rebranded the Super Friends Hour. And this was the introduction of the Wonder Twins and Gleek the Space Monkey. So for anyone that always says something about DC being too dark and gritty and Marvel's the lighthearted one, watch anything with these three. I'm not a fan of those three. I'm just going to be honest with everyone. So this is where they started doing a full hour. And this one does have a little bit of disc artwork, so let me see if I can... So there's the front of the digipack. And it's the same artwork on both discs. You got Aquaman and Batman over here. And it does look like we have some... And there's the inside of the disc trays. And then there is the back. And again, this was the first half. And we've got the Super Friends Hour Season 1 Volume 2. And then once again, we've got Aquaman, the Wonder Twins, and Green Lantern on the front. We've got Wonder Woman, Aquaman and Batman, and Superman on the back. And then we got some some inside artwork on there. So I do want to let everyone know, again, I am still not sure how much of this I have and have not seen over the years. So after the Super Friends Hour, they did go back to being a half-hour show, with Season 3 being known as Challenge of the Super Friends. And given that when I was buying the DVDs for the DCAU, this was a little deceiving because it's got the same artwork as, or the style is the same as the DVDs for Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series. So there's the front. There's the back. And then we've got a little bit of disc artwork on disc 1. And then disc 2 is a flipper disc. I hate these things, but that's what they did, so it is what it is. And also, since I didn't mention it, everything that I've shown off so far, except for, I believe, Super Friends Hour Season 1 Volume 2, I got off of eBay. Super Friends Hour Season 1 Volume 2, I got off of Amazon. Then we've got Challenge of the Super Friends Volume 2. I have no idea why one says the first season and one says Volume 2. But it does. This one I got at Dollar Tree. So there's the front. And then you got slightly different artwork for there. And then you actually have regular disc artwork for discs 1 and 2. And this one has 16 episodes. Alright, so these next few came out once Warner Brothers kind of stopped giving special treatment to their physical media stuff. And I think all 3 of these were randomly just slapped together at some point in time and just given a timed exclusive at various stores. So the next one, I believe, was an exclusive at Target at one point in time. And that is the World's Greatest Super Friends, aka Season 4. This has, I believe, 8 episodes. And nothing really special in here. There's no special features like some of the other ones. And then there's the disc artwork, which is pretty much the same thing, just no color to it. And then down there you got the Warner Brothers logo, and the Hanna-Barbera logo. Why the DC logo isn't on there compared to the other ones, I don't know. Next one was either Walmart or Target, and that is Super Friends: A Dangerous Fate, aka Season 5. And this one has 3 segments per episode, equaling 24 episodes. So there's the front. There's the back. Just like Season 4, no special features on this one. And then there's the disc artwork for Season 5. And this one does feature the DC logo. The next one is Legacy of Superpowers, aka Season 6. This one has 18 segments, which was 3 segments per each 30-minute episode, equaling 6 episodes. At this point in time, Super Friends is kind of starting to dwindle in popularity, which I will get to in a minute with Season 7. So, there's the front, there's the back, and there is the disc artwork, which is actually different from what you get on the front case. Alright, so after Season 6, the show got canceled here in America. And I believe at this time might have been around the time Filmation was doing some stuff. I don't know. I'll have to get into that later. However, if you don't know, animation takes a while to make. So even though we were told there's not going to be a Season 7, Season 7 was actually already being made when they were told it was getting canceled. Well, since it did air overseas everywhere else, Season 7 is referred to as the Lost Episodes. And I could be wrong on this, so to anyone that wants to fact check me, go on ahead and comment down below. But I think this one is actually out of print. I managed to find it for $16 on eBay. Check Amazon if you don't believe me. There is the back. Then we've got Superman and Wonder Woman on disc 1. And then Batman and Green Lantern on disc 2. With the episode guide on the back. So after the success of some of the other animated stuff that DC was doing at the time, Super Friends got brought back. And this time, Season 8 is known as the Legendary Superpower Show. And this is also the first of 2 seasons that feature Adam West voicing Batman. The previous voice actor, Olin Soul, I don't really know much on his time voicing Batman, but he didn't come back. They had Adam West, who had just done the New Adventures of Batman animated series, so they kind of had him there. So there you go. And there is the back. This is actually the first season of Super Friends that I ever bought, because As weird as this might sound, I actually do have a soft spot for the Adam West Batman stuff. So finding out this is one of the 2 volumes that featured him in the role of Batman, I was like, you know what? I'm going to check it out. Now, I could be... Nope, I'm not. So prior to this, the voice of Robin was actually Casey Kasem. So instead of bringing in Burt Ward like they did with Adam West, Casey Kasem stuck around, meaning that you got a little bit of a different lineup for Batman and Robin with this. And there is the disc artwork. Kind of the same thing, just different color on both discs. And then there's the inside artwork. And the next season is season 9, which is the final season of the show. Sorry, this one's a small digipack. It is very difficult to get the thing back in there. And that is the Superpowers team Galactic Guardians. This was the first season to feature Cyborg, voiced by Ernie Hudson. And it does feature a pilot. Well, it originally started as a pilot for a potential Batman animated series that was still going to be in the same vein as Super Friends, but be a little less campy. It wasn't going to be like what we eventually got with Batman the Animated Series, but it was going to be a little bit more serious than what we've gotten from Adam West in the past. So there's the front. There's the back. There's the back of the digipack. And then there's the disc artwork. So at this point, this is where I would say that's it. And then I'd show off a couple so I can potentially use this thumbnail image and then tell you all that stuff about subscribing and tune in next time, all that stuff. But in 2010, DC Comics and Warner Brothers made a deal with Fisher-Price with their Imagine Next line. And one of the things they brought back for this was Super Friends. Now, obviously, they did use different voice actors for this because some of the people that voiced the characters in Super Friends had passed away. Gotta keep in mind the first seasons were like in the 60s and 70s. So, with certain playsets, you would get the Imagine Next DVD DC Super Friends, The Joker's Playhouse. It is a 17-minute short along with 4 episodes of random stuff that's released through Fisher-Price. And then there's the back. And I did watch this, and it does have a slightly reworked intro of Super Friends to include Cyborg and to feature the current voice actors that are used for this. At the time of me recording this, this is the final physical release. I do believe there is a comic line that they've done recently that's kind of in the same vein as Super Friends. And if you're looking for something kind of lighthearted, then there's also the Lego stuff. There's Teen Titans Go. So there is some stuff that you can watch that is more lighter in tone, that's modern, for those that might not want to go and check Super Friends. But there you have it. My complete Super Friends collection. And as always, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. comment down below. What do you think of Super Friends? Or do you prefer the more serious stuff from DC? Me personally, I was a child during the time of the DCAU, so for me, I'm always going to prefer Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Static Shock, Batman Beyond, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. But I think we can all agree that there is a level of significance and importance of Super Friends in the overall lore of not just DC Comics, but also for superheroes in animation. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching and tune in next time.